When I first started working out, I thought all I had to do was go to the gym every day, work out hard, and eventually I'd have an insane physique, impress the girls, and be stronger than all the other guys my age. Success. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way, and I was completely wrong. It took me years and a lot of mistakes before I finally started to look the way I wanted to and make real progress. So today, I want to share with you guys 10 lessons I learned the hard way so you guys can reach your goals much faster than I did. Lesson 1, thinking I needed to spend hours in the gym. When I started, I thought I needed a minimum of 2 hours in the gym doing a ton of volume. I used to call it chest destruction day or shoulder destruction day, which was exactly what I was doing because I racked up the injuries. What I learned was progress doesn't come from how long you're in the gym. It comes from what you do, how you're doing it, and most importantly, how well you recover. Once I shortened my sessions and focused on quality work, my results actually improved. I began noticing changes within weeks when I hadn't noticed anything for months. It's all about quality and not quantity, my friends. Goku once said that, so keep that in your mind. Goku said it. Now, lesson 2. Constantly switching programs. I was always jumping from program to program every few weeks. Something new because I wasn't seeing the results I wanted. From a body standpoint, that's a huge problem because your body never gets a chance to adapt. What you see in the mirror is actually your body adapting to a certain stimulus you've been feeding it. So if I'm doing flat bench for 3 weeks and then suddenly I switch to push-ups for another 3 weeks, I remove the stimulus of benching, which means my body is no longer adapting to it. But now it is instead adapting to a brand new stimulus that doesn't provide the same type of stress on the muscle. That means muscle and strength come from repeating movements long enough for your body to 1, learn them, 2, get stronger, and 3, build muscle around them. If you keep changing everything, you reset progress every time. Consistency will always be king. Lesson number 3, following influencer trends on social media. This one caused me a lot of wasted time, and I know it's wasting a lot of your time as well. There are 2 big problems here. First, a lot of influencers with massive followings are unfortunately using performance-enhancing drugs. If you try to train like them naturally, you might get injured or discouraged when you don't see the same results. Trust me when I tell you this. I was following Simeon Panda, and no shots at him, when I first started, and I was convinced if I did everything he was doing, I would look like him. 1, we didn't have the same genetics. That was my first mistake. And 2, if you know anything about lifting, he's clearly juicing. And that's not even to come at him like I said earlier. But according to him, he works out 7 days a week and he lifts very heavy every single day. So, again, something you can't do naturally. Second, a lot of workouts online are made to look cool, not to actually build muscle or give you real results. It's all about the clicks, but those clicks are not going to get you progress. So have you ever heard of the acronym of KISS, K-I-S-S, keep it simple, stupid? Because simplicity and mastering the basics will get you far. Trust me on that one. So now we move on to lesson 4, not focusing on compound lifts. Early on, I was doing a lot of isolation movements, but ignoring the big lifts. Just like most guys I know, I was focusing on the showing muscles. So I focused my workouts around isolation exercises, not compound movements. Compound exercises should be the foundation of almost every single training program because they train multiple muscles at once, allow you to use heavier loads, build overall strength and muscle faster. That means your squats, presses, rows, deadlifts, pull-ups, and so on. These give you the biggest return for your effort. And once I began doing these, my body started changing so fast. Those girls finally started telling me, hey, you're impressing me. They did not. Lesson 5, doing too much volume. This goes hand in hand with spending hours in the gym. I thought more sets meant more growth, but honestly, it did not. What it did was kill my recovery, stall my strength, make me feel constantly fatigued, and of course, give me injuries. I would be so sore from one session that I wouldn't touch that body part again for over a week. And daily life was also a struggle because my whole body was aching all the time. And that's not something that should be happening. And you will learn this the more you progress throughout your working out career. Now, your muscles grow when you recover from your training, not when you're working out. Once I reduced my volume and started focusing on progressing key lifts, everything moved faster. Now let's move on to lesson 6, not tracking my workouts. For a long time, I went to the gym every day and never tracked anything. Every session, I was just guessing how much weight to use, how many reps to do, whether I was improving at all or not. I had no idea. That makes growth almost impossible. If you don't track your workouts, you're not training, you're just exercising. And training and exercising are two very different things. Training means you're working towards a certain goal. Tracking gives you direction and makes progress measurable. So don't be lazy and make sure you're tracking. It's very, very important for your progress. Now, let's move on to lesson 7. Understanding progressive overload. This is one of the most important lessons I ever learned when it came to the gym. I've seen the same people in the gym for 5 to 7 years and they look the exact same. And every time I see them come in, they sit on the bench and do the same exact weight for 5 to 7 years. I'm not even exaggerating. And unfortunately, that was me at one point. I thought I had to make the weight feel so easy before I could increase the weight or increase my sets. But at that time, I didn't know our bodies are adaptation machines. So if the stimulus stays the same, your body has no reason to change. Progressive overload means gradually increasing the demand on your body, which is more weight, more reps, more sets, and better control. And that's over time, not immediately. That's how you force your body to adapt. So no progression, no growth. That only works if you're tracking, by the way. Now let's go to lesson 8, buying way too many supplements. This one will save you a lot of money because trust me, I wasted so much money. I have a whole bunch of protein sitting right now that I have not used. So supplements are meant to be exactly that, supplements. They're not supposed to replace your diet. If your daily nutrition is dialed in and you're hitting your protein, carbs, fat, and calories, you don't really need supplements. Honestly, the only one I would recommend to most people is creatine because it actually works and it's hard to get enough of it from your diet alone. Everything else is secondary. Just have a good diet. Now, lesson 9, learning how to eat for your goal. This is where a lot of people mess up, just like I did for a very long time. Diet has a lot of moving parts, and my goal has always been to build muscle, so I had to eat accordingly. You can't train for muscle and eat like you're trying to lose weight at the same time. It's unfortunately not possible. And here's another thing. Never fall into fad diets. They are traps in so many ways. I'll actually make a video on that later on, so make sure to subscribe and like to let me know if you want that video. A diet should be how you eat long term, a part of your daily life, something you don't even think about. It's not something you start and stop. Last but not least, we have lesson 10. Patience and consistency matters more than talent. This is a lesson that ties everything together. The people who make it aren't the most talented or genetically gifted. They're the ones who don't quit. Progress is slow, results takes time, and consistency beats motivation every single time. Trust me, I lost motivation for the gym a long time ago, but I built that habit and that discipline. So when I don't go to the gym, it feels like I'm doing something wrong. So if you show up, stay patient, and apply these lessons, trust me, you'll get there, and hopefully a lot faster and with less injuries than myself. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. I got more videos coming. Peace.